Hi everyone, and welcome back on Travel Time and Talk. Maritime photography. If you are a lover of photographing at sea, stay tuned because I'm going to talk with Mike Louagie, an amazing maritime photographer, writer, and polar ambassador. He will share his expertise, knowledge, experience at sea, such incredible environment. Hi, my name is Pietro, and if it's your first time you came across my channel or podcast, actually I'm talking about travel, tourism, and hospitality industry. Moreover, about slow travel, remote destination. I interview professional people involved in industry, traveling and living abroad, destination expert, hospitality guru. So if you love this word, stay tuned and don't forget to subscribe. I will be back shortly. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here with a great guest today, Mike Louagie, a huge maritime photographer, writer, and moreover, polar ambassador. Wow! Welcome, Mike.
Thank you. Thank you, Pietro.
I'm very happy to talk with you today.
Yeah, the same for me.
We are based at the moment around Europe.
I live in Belgium, so I'm at home in Ghent. For once, I'm not traveling.
Yeah, sometimes it's good to organize, to plan, to better see the evolution, finger crossed for the happening at the moment all around Europe, but we believe that everything will be fine, and also the industry keep moving forward. And today we want to talk with you about such great experience, expertise, knowledge made there is people interesting to discover about something that usually when we talk about cruise industry, maybe people don't talk too much about some specific area, the people which are involved in the industry, for example, about maritime photographer. So can you tell about your passion, your background, your path? We are happy to hear something.
Okay, so yeah, in fact, how did it start? Perhaps that's what you want to know. I was born in Ostende, which is a seaside resort, so I was used to live next to the sea, to see the ships, and I did never play football in my life, but my first hobby, my first passion was sailing. So,
wow.
Because yeah, we were living next to the sea, so it was logic.
Oh, obviously.
So at the age of 7, I learned to sail on these small, very small boats, and I developed that. It became really a passion to travel with a big sailing yacht. So I had always people that had yachts, but not crew. So during summer holidays as a student, I went with people who had a yacht, for instance, 3, 4, sometimes 6 weeks on holiday as to assist them in the sailing. I learned navigation, but especially I learned to feel what it was to discover the world by ship.
Wow.
Not that we went so far, it was always related to the French coast or the British coast, but every day to arrive in a port and to see the landscapes, the cliffs of Dover, the rocks of Brittany, all these things, to see that from the sea, for me that was really something very important. And second, my second hobby, so my first hobby was sailing, and my second hobby was photography. So I was like, as from the age of 16, taking pictures on that sailing boat, and I wanted to do something with that. Yeah, that's really the basic of everything. And then I studied photography at the art school in Brussels, and I decided immediately, okay, I want to do something with ships and photography. So I printed myself, after 4 years studies, I printed myself a business card where it said maritime photographer.
Already.
Yeah. Yeah, already then. And my first idea was really to be a photographer for regatta, for sailing regatta, for
Yes,
water sports, these
yes.
things. But there was no money in that. So, and by coincidence, well, coincidence, in my town, we had a ferry service to Dover, to England. That was a state-owned company, but they were building a new ship. And I said, hey guys, you don't know me yet, but I'm specialized in ships. And I showed my business card and I had a meeting with them and I said, oh, that's good because we are just looking for a photographer. So that was
Wow.
my first job.
Wow, great story. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Actually, it was very good on that time, the visit card, you know, giving away visit card, and
yeah,
suddenly you received a call,
yeah.
not email.
And also what is important that when you are young, people give you chances. People like young people. People like to give opportunities to young people to do something. So I'm very grateful for these opportunities from my start, because that's so important.
Yeah, it's important to also to meet eventually some people that can feel your passion, your enthusiasm,
Yeah,
your love for something, or just simple they were in love with your energy, with your will
yeah,
for
yeah.
something, you know. So we
And,
need.
and, and I was afraid, honestly, to go to people. Yeah, I mean, you are young, you're going to companies. There was something like a big wall. But I remember one port of Zeebrugge, it's also in Belgium. And I went to a meeting with two of the public relations guys. And I showed some examples of my work. And they said, we can't do anything with these pictures. But if you come back with this and that, we might be interested. So I did that. And now, still 35 years later, they are still a big customer for me.
Wow, till now it's a special fact. I mean, not happen every day after many
No.
years, but good. And so you from young age already you had a vision, already one vision, clear vision in the
Yeah.
spirit of a traveler. Actually, you know,
Yes.
we
Yes.
all. Yeah, it's very important to keep the vision. Talking about your experience nowadays, I mean, about a big cruise ship or a small cruise ship, talking also about one special segment of the cruise industry that we all love, about expedition cruises. That is something special. So we are talking about a smallest ship and far destination. Might be it's a bit difficult to get into. How was the transition to approach to expedition cruise?
First, I have to say that it was a natural transition because I checked for that interview. I have a box with all the plastic cards from the cruise ships. So I counted 175 over 30 years. So I have been on 175 different cruise ships in 30 years. So that's quite a big amount. And I remember when I did my first cruise ship was in Alaska on a Royal Caribbean ship.
Wow.
And I had to do all the interior photography for a book. And so I was in Alaska and I did not see anything from Alaska, which is beautiful, but I was inside. And then it evolved, like the ships at that time became bigger and bigger. I did a lot of interior photography and I missed that feeling of being the traveler. I was a design photographer, interior design photographer, but not a traveler. And I wanted to get back to the feeling of traveling by ship.
Okay.
And the only logic way for me was to go on smaller ships and to start to write for travel magazines and not writing about the interior design, but writing about the experience to go to the destination. For me, that was so crucial. So, yeah, and because of course I write, I photograph, and that was the key to my success to enter the expedition cruise, because it's very difficult to get on board because the ships are small. It's always fully booked.
In fact,
but because I had like this double talent, I could do photography, I could do writing. I write in 3 languages, so that creates more possibilities for the
Yeah.
company. So that's how it started, really.
Once again, a visit card. Still, the concept of
Yeah.
the visit card is very good, successful concept for you. Eventually, the fact that you worked on board a regular ship, let's say, you already went with the familiarity with onboard
Yes.
services, activities, timing. For you, it was something important too, I believe, in the way to already be prepared in terms of organizing yourself and also catching the perspective of maybe of the traveler that going to ashore, that want to go to explore the land once at the destination. So you know already how it works inside, and now you.
Yeah. Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Can you tell us the most impactful experience you have had during your job, some rewarding experience at sea while photographing?
Oh, I can give a whole list, but we will limit to one. I will limit to one place actually, which is I have been there with 3 different ships, and it is the Le Maire Channel in Antarctica. It's called, in the Americans call it the Kodak Gap because it's so beautiful. Kodak photography.
Okay.
And the first time I went there was on a German ship from Hapag-Lloyd Cruises. And I was not so much aware that a Belgian expedition found this area in 1897. And a lot of places were named after Belgians. So, and this German captain told me, Mike, we are soon entering the Le Maire Channel. It has been named after a Belgian. You have to take pictures of the ship because it's going to be beautiful. So he gave me a Zodiac and a Zodiac driver.
Okay.
And so suddenly I was in the Le Maire Channel following or in front of the ship. And I was absolutely like, wow, this is fantastic. I mean, such an honor to be there, to do these things, to be here as a photographer. I was so enthusiastic. And then 10 years later, I was on a Ponant cruise ship, and the captain was also fantastic. Captain Marionneau is a fantastic guy. I had the impression this captain understands what photography is, what maritime photography is. And so he called me at 5 o'clock in the morning, and he said, Mike, we are just in front of the Le Maire Channel. You come to the bridge, we have a coffee together. And let's discuss the plan. And he showed on the map. So I went from my cabin straight to the bridge on my socks, no shoes. I have a coffee with the captain. And he said, look, this is the Le Maire Channel, and the light is going to be there. It's going to be beautiful. It's still very cold outside. But if you want, I can give you a Zodiac. I said, yes, captain, please do. So everybody was still asleep on the ship. The Zodiac went down. It was ice cold, but we followed the ship through the ice. It was absolutely stunning.
Wow, beautiful experience. Sure, it's a huge impact in the life of the people, and never you will forget.
And it's also the importance of the people on board that understand photography, that give you the opportunities. That connection is so important.
So once again, we talk about the people. So traveling, photographing, let's say experiencing a new land, a new destination. However, we talk about the people and the opportunity to create the same channel, you know, in terms of the sharing, delivering, bringing, you know, is one key. Important too.
And it's, you can see it in a large way. It's not only between the captain and me.
Yeah.
It's in fact for every passenger, that connection with the crew, how the crew brings the experience to that's so important. That's critical.
It's a different concept than a big ocean cruise ship, let's say.
Yeah, true.
So it's a more intimate, and you have the opportunity to even go more deep about the destination alongside with the whole team and the people which are involved in on board and ashore, actually, also with the local community. I think a local community also is one important part for your job. The local community.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's right. I'm very curious to know about your technical side of the job. I mean, what you usually have in your travel bag, let's say your travel photographer bag. I mean,
Yeah, I have two Nikon cameras, two bodies, and I have yeah, four lenses in normal circumstances. But I don't find this so important. I know my cameras, it's not the latest new ones. It's like cameras that I know well. It's two same cameras, and I have a wide angle and a normal lens and a long lens and an even longer lens. So.
And so I have to ask you, so because maybe I catch your point, and then I have to ask you your key action, let's say strategy, your job. I mean, when you are in the action, how you have the most important, your key, the key.
I think for me the key is always the lights. 1, 2, the composition, and 3, think differently. Really try to find angles that tell a story, that are surprising, light effects, not let's say it should be natural, but still working with light that people see, okay, wow, this is nice to look at. So yeah, that is really something I'm searching for all the time.
All the time. So you can spend hours and hours early in the morning, I mean nightly and day, trying to find the good moment. I mean the secret, the key, the secret actually. Yeah. So that's why
that's always my issue. Almost on every cruise, expedition cruise, I'm invited by the captain for one dinner with him.
Okay.
And it's always the same story. It's the perfect evening where a fantastic light and where I have to say, should I stay or should I go?
Okay. This is a good story. Good story. When you want to enjoy with your job, you actually you are talking, but maybe you can see from the by side, you know, you have the right light, and then should I go? Should I stay? Yeah. Maybe they feel it. Maybe they feel it too. Maybe they can sometime give you a chance to go. Yeah. But we are laughing now. So I discovered something about your life, actually your past life, let's say. Yeah, because actually I saw through your website that you were involved in stand-up comedy show. So my question,
true.
Sure. So my question,
that was in fact just before the start of COVID, and it was one of my best friends, and she organized a congress for freelancers in Brussels, and it was in the meeting hall of a bank, a big bank next to the Royal Palace.
Wow.
200 people, and she said, you want to do, because you have been freelancer for your whole life, you must, and you once told me that you want to do stand-up comedy. And I say, yeah, but that was a joke. Yeah, but no, you can really do it. I say, I do it. And so at the end of that congress, of that seminar, whatever you call it, I had a 10-minute stand-up comedy show about bloopers in my career.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was really nice because it felt so natural to talk about it, and it was really nice to see the people really laugh and have fun, and
but
it was a success.
Eventually you took inspiration, maybe also in some way for your actual job activities. I mean, some part of your ability in talking with the people too, that is important for your job during some commentary or something, you know, related your job, your photography.
But for instance, what I do now a lot is not stand-up comedy, but I give conferences about expedition cruises. So to inspire people to, and I have the pictures to show, I have the stories to tell. So I do that now very often.
This is very good. So I was curious to talk about this, because if you weren't involved as a maritime photographer, what would you be doing? So that's why.
Well, it's a bit funny because as a little boy, I had always a huge passion for aviation.
Wow,
And
aviation.
yes, and so I'm from the generation that still had to do the military service. And totally
Okay.
by coincidence, so I decided to become a reserve officer, and they put me in an Air Force base for the rescue helicopters at sea. And I was public relations officer. And
Okay.
so there I got like that passion for helicopters, and sometimes I can work with helicopters in my job. But if I would not be a photographer, I would like to do something with helicopters.
Okay, look
Yeah.
which story. So your story, your background is really impressive and very solid, important. I mean, those different areas, but they are connected, however, with the people, with the
Yeah.
sea,
Yeah.
with the travel, with the land. So I think this also makes strong the creativity from your side.
Mhm.
Why? Because surfing on your website, actually, people can see many series of adventure pictures, you know, from what come that creativity, you know, to create, to make such beautiful pictures.
I think it has to do with my passion for the sea and for the ships. And, you know, some photographers are specialized in fashion or in women, in models.
Yeah,
My models are the ships and is the sea. That's my universe. So it just, I feel good there. I like it. It's yeah. I can make portraits and I can make good
sure.
pictures, but it will never be something special for the photography at sea and on the ships. There people say, okay, we can see it is one of your pictures. So
Yeah, yeah.
it's just a matter of affinity.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Definitely, definitely, it's your word, and so you feel very comfortable in any sort of situation, and you can keep be inspired yourself too in any corner of the ship, of the land and sea. I mean, in any moment you can increase your creativity, and maybe
Yeah,
simply talking with the captain or with the crew
true.
member, you can create already some frame in your mind,
Mm,
right?
mm. True, true, true.
To know about your favorite destination. I mean, we have to talk about many destinations.
Yeah.
Perhaps keep talking about the
Mhm.
this area of expedition
Okay.
cruises. Which one is most
Yeah.
favorite?
If you allow me to, I will give two,
Okay,
because
yeah, sure. Tell me.
the first one is so extreme, that is Antarctica. I have now been in December for a long trip on the new Ponant vessel, and it was absolutely, it changed my life, because now I will
Wow.
really will do more with Antarctica, with the, let's say, the understanding of the polar regions, the importance of it for the world, for the climate change, all these things. So it's really, for me, this is really like the top destination, but
Yeah.
not everybody can go there. If I would say like a normal top destination, I love Norway. Norway, the fjords, to be there, it always makes me happy to get. You have to do it by ship, sail into the fjord, in between the mountains, to see this fantastic landscape. For me, this is in Europe the most wonderful destination by ship.
Yeah, 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 absolutely. I have a kind of idea, and obviously it's something really special. Antarctica, polar regions, obviously, but talking more close to us, obviously, this side you are mentioning really gives you instantaneously peace for soul, mind, body, and also can help more your job, I believe, too. Perhaps there is also some other area talking about Latin American countries, South America, obviously Amazonas, or you know, that side
Yeah,
too. But it's
yeah, yeah.
quiet jungle activities, or you know, quiet dynamic stuff, you know, there. So
The more you look at it, there are so many fantastic things in the
yeah,
world to be discovered by
wow,
ship.
wow,
So we are very lucky.
very lucky, very lucky. What kind of message you give to your audience, to your target, to your customers through your photography? Actually, people which come across to your pages and reading about your story while watching those pictures, I mean, instantaneously, what they can
Okay.
feel it, you know, the
Okay.
message
I
you want to
think,
give them in general, never mind if they are crew member or travelers or cruisers. I
okay,
mean,
yeah, I see your point. What I often see, especially on passengers, they are working hard, and the day before the holiday, they have a lot to finish. They still have to pack their suitcase. They are in stress. They have to take a flight. They arrive on the ship, and the holiday starts. But in fact, they are not ready mentally. And
okay,
I think it's so important to create. I would really recommend that to everybody, to find space. I don't know if you have to call it travel meditation or something, but create awareness that you are going to live something, and to live this thing to the fullest, especially to these remote destinations. It's not just like, okay, it's nice, we enjoy it. No, you are lucky that you are living this moment. You have to be aware. You have to take every minute of the day. You have to fill your eyes and yeah, to feel these emotions in your body and soul.
how much is important you think the combination of writing and photos need to be all the time to be sure to deliver this kind of message, or simply we can left in one side a picture, in the other side we have those words? I mean, what do you think? Is need to be all the time together to make sure people can get the feeling?
Yeah, I think the picture, we live in a visual world, so the pictures will be the first, and then the text will come second.
Yeah.
But the words are very important too. Also, the storytelling of the companies, how they sell the product, is also very important. And sometimes you see like fantastic destinations, but suddenly it goes a lot about life on board.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, I mean, if I am in Antarctica, for me, this is the luxury. Okay, it's nice to have a glass of champagne, but this is not so important for me. Sometimes in the brochures, you have the impression that, okay, this is really high luxury on board, and Antarctica is second. So that is for me a very important thing.
You catch really a very important point. How much is important, once again, the destination. And so the journey, it's the destination itself. I mean, so all would be related to the destination. Generally speaking, yes, it's a bit different, a luxury environment and all process related to the destination. But there is any advice, tips you want to share with aspiring maritime photographer? Maybe they think to start their path in the
I think it's important that they create their own style. So they have to be creative and think differently. Do something that is like not like everybody else. I have a good anecdote for that, which was I lost that pictures, but it was a long time ago. I was along the shores of a river in Belgium, and I was waiting for a ship, and I was standing behind a field, and there were a few cows grazing in the field, and the ship came, and a ship lover photographer came to me, and he says, "Sir, you cannot stand here." I say, "Oh, is it not allowed?" "No, but you will have the cows in your pictures." And I said, "But I want the cows in my pictures." And he said, "You are crazy."
Yeah, yes, this is clear. I mean, what you want to say. It's important to keep your style, to keep your motivation. Actually, the reason why you want to do that or differently. I mean, it's
yeah. Just think creatively, creation. Yeah.
Exactly what we mentioning earlier about the creativity and your vision, the perception you have about what you see. I mean, this is very important. And where all people can see your amazing works through your website,
well, I have my own
social.
I have my own website, yes, and I am on Instagram. I'm also on LinkedIn, but for the pictures, it's really Instagram.
Okay, yes, sure.
It's very simple. It's just my name, so it's very easy to find.
Okay, on your name, and you are, of course, Instagram. What do you think about the video, producing videos at sea? What do you think?
I sometimes use that. It's very easy nowadays. Even with a good iPhone, you can make fantastic videos, which I do. And sometimes it's good for social media to tell a story in a 1-minute video or even 30 seconds video. Just a few images can be very nice.
Wow, fantastic. And can you want to share with us your next project, your next program, next destination? We already mentioning something, but once again, if you can remind all of us.
Yeah, the next big project is in August. Then I will be on a ship in Greenland.
Wow!
On an expedition ship for a Belgian-French tour operator, and I'm going to give workshops and lectures on board for photography. And I'm going to be part of the expedition team as well. So last year I had my degree for Zodiac driver. So yeah, it's again something bringing me back to the start period, like being at sea and navigating myself.
Wow, fantastic, very interesting. I have to ask you, so at this point, as you many times you mentioning about the hybridity, let's say, the skills that people can have and they could mix together. So the versatility people can have. So what do you think on this matter more deeply? I mean, what do you think, talking about sea life, how much is important over than expedition cruise? I mean, maybe in general, talking about tourism industry, how much is important to have more different, abilities. I mean, because now you talking about Zodiac, you talking about navigation bridge eventually, or something, but you are still a maritime photographer, you are a lecturer. I mean,
yeah, I mean, everybody has a lot of talents, and my grandparents, they learned one job and they did that job for their whole life. I think we are now in the 21st century where you can learn constantly and have new skills and develop them and use them in your network.
Yeah.
So I think it's fascinating.
Yes, the last words are important. Fascinating. You really delivering absolutely fascinating things through your work, amazing work. I will be happy to follow your new adventure. It was very nice to chat with you shortly, and I would be happy to meet you again after your adventure. Maybe we can talk again about something special. Maybe you can tell other story. Hopefully the next captain gives you the opportunity to see the right corner, maybe. So thank you very much. I appreciate your time. Folks, please stay tuned on Travel Time and Talk for next episode. But before the end, I would like we can say together the slogan with me, my hashtag, actually, always action with the passion, just for brings out the great vibe. Okay, when I say three, 1, 2, 3, here we go. Always action with the passion. Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you, Mike. See you next time. Ciao, enjoy your next.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you very much.